Thank you for joining me for a special edition of the OBX Wave Report. In this special edition, we're going to talk about not conditions at the Outer Banks, but conditions in California, which are starting to look really gnarly from both a weather and a overall climate perspective. And what we are seeing right now in California is a progression of storm systems that just keep running in off the Pacific Ocean and impacting the West Coast, dumping large amounts of precipitation in northern and central California, and then dumping snow into the mountain regions. And we have had a progression of storm systems already strike the US West Coast. But in the forecast right now, things are about to get more intense or predicted to get more intense according to global forecast system models. And this model here is a water vapor model showing total precipitable water in the atmosphere. And it right now shows a stream of moisture running across the Pacific Ocean and in toward California with low pressure systems swirling in the vicinity of this atmospheric river, picking up the moisture and then slamming the moisture into California in the form of rain and snowfall events, along with high winds and heavy surf. I'm going to go ahead and advance this model as a storm system is projected to really tap this energy over the next few days and bring it into California. The storm system is expected to be a rather strong low pressure system. Let's look at here we go. And with minimum pressures in the 950 millibar ranges, which is a very, very powerful storm system. And it's going to tap into this atmospheric river and hurl the atmospheric river at California, along with some really big surf. I'm going to go back to the total precipitable water map just so we can show you these streams of moisture running into California here. As this storm system hangs off the west coast and then recurves up toward Alaska and Canada as another storm system and another stream of moisture is projected to follow. And I just wanted to advance this model to the end because at the end of this model, we really do see kind of a classic atmospheric river type. Yeah, that's it. Type feature here. And just look at this thing. You've got all this moisture coming in. It's getting picked up from the tropics. It's streaming across the Pacific Ocean north of Hawaii and then getting pulled into these storm systems just one after another and swept into the West Coast. And we are looking at major rainfall totals of very large waves, strong winds, and heavy snows for the mountain regions for California. So please stay tuned to local weather and your emergency weather broadcasters for the latest information. What I'm doing right now is just providing you with a model summary of projections, and this is just a broad summary. I did want to show you the NOAA QPF rainfall and or effective rainfall totals here. And these are very, very high rainfall totals. This is for the 7-day period of projection. And what we're looking at for central and northern California are projected rainfall totals in the QPF ranging from 7 to 15 or more inches of rain in the brighter yellow spots, 15 to 20 inches of rain. And this is if it's converted to rainfall. Note that some of these precipitation totals are coming up in the mountain regions. That will come up as snow, and 15 to 20 inches of rain converts to multiple feet of snow. I don't know exactly how many feet of snow that is, but that's just like major snowfall inundation over that time period if that occurs. So watch out for particularly northern and central California for extreme precipitation potentials. This is the NOAA QPF. It's like a broader view of precipitation totals. You're going to get more granular as you get down to the local level, but in the QPF model for the next 7 days, things are looking extraordinarily intense for central and northern California. So please, please, please stay tuned to your weather and just pay attention. Stay safe out there. All right, this is a part of the wave report, so I am going to talk about waves in association with this one powerful storm system, 950s and the 950s millibar, so very powerful oceanic storm bombing out tomorrow in the global forecast system model, and we can see just here off of California significant wave heights in the range of 44, yeah, 44 feet. Some of those waves are going to be double that size, so you might even see waves in the range of 80 feet plus in this ridiculous thing. Of course, this is way off here in the shipping lanes, but look what happens as we get closer to shore on January the 5th as the storm sweeps in with its heavy winds and heavy rains. And in the near offshore region, like a couple hundred miles offshore, you're looking at 40-foot significant wave heights. And in the near shore region, close to shore, you're still looking at near 30-foot significant wave heights for central and northern California. That's just ludicrous. That's insane. That's just crazy, gnarly wave conditions here in association with this very powerful system. Expect um, a lot of coastal interactions here with beach erosion and possible coastal flooding with this storm system, given the force of the storm sweeping in here. This is in a near-term projection for the global forecast system model, so likely to be pretty accurate. We might not see an event as intense, or we might even see an event that is more intense. But just to be very clear, a very dangerous and very powerful storm system predicted for central and northern California over the next 24 to 48 hours. So please, again, stay tuned to your local and national emergency weather predictions and forecasts, and listen to your weather professionals and your public safety professionals. In any case, I did want to talk a little bit about climate. In a big storm like this, there might be some climate fingerprints, and we'll rely on the experts to determine what degree of climate fingerprint is involved with this system, if at all, if there's an assessment done. But one of the things that I look at from a reporter standpoint on the issue of climate change, trying to cover both climate and weather as it relates to coastal regions, is sea surface temperatures. And sea surface temperature anomalies on the high side are driven by climate change. And what we see right now for the Pacific Ocean is much warmer than normal temperatures for most of the Pacific Ocean. And in particular, just here south of the Aleutians Island chain, we have a very hot blob kind of situation. It's not actually hot. It's like water temperatures that are in the 50s and 60s, where they would be in the 40s and 50s generally. But even so, you're looking at water temperatures in this quote unquote hot blob or warm blob in the range of 6 to 8 degrees Fahrenheit above normal over a very large stretch of ocean. And what that means is that ocean region is pumping out more lift into the atmosphere and more moisture into the atmosphere. And what we are seeing is that as the storms progress across the Pacific here along the storm track, and we're seeing a very strong flat storm track across the Pacific with a strong fast jet stream. So as the storms move across the Pacific, they're picking up or appear to be picking up more energy over this hot blob. And you're seeing the storms start to spin up here and then intensify as they get in closer to the coast and start to tap into the energy from the variance in temperature from the north here in the continental region and the relative warmth here over the ocean. And so that variance is helping to deepen the storms as they come in toward the coast. And then in addition, we have that moisture flow coming in from the tropics, forming that atmospheric river. And those three ingredients, this extra lift in the atmosphere coming from warmer than normal ocean conditions, the warm, moist air forming an atmospheric river coming up from the tropics, and then the instability created by the rapid change in temperature from northeast to southwest here are just causing strong storms to develop, loaded up with moisture, loaded up with energy, and just slamming into California. And over the next 2 days, again, a very powerful storm system is expected to slam into California. So So please stay appraised of your local and state and national emergency weather forecasts, and please stay safe. So this is a special edition of the OBX Wave Report. We have another special edition of the OBX Wave Report set to almost immediately follow this one. And we're going to talk about a storm system in the North Atlantic that is going to affect the United Kingdom, specifically Ireland and Scotland, and the near coastal regions on the west facing beaches there, as another bomb cyclone is projected to form south and east of Greenland and then track east toward the United Kingdom. So thank you for joining me again, and I will be back with you shortly, but also please, as we ask you for every broadcast, try to do everything you can to help accelerate the clean energy transition away from fossil fuel burning so that we can protect our coastlines both from the impacts of rising sea levels and the likelihood of more intense, more powerful storms striking coastal regions empowered by the extra energy that is injected into the climate system by warming ocean waters, more water vapor in the atmosphere, and a potential for areas where temperature variance is more extreme, and you get more instability in the atmosphere as well. So thank you for joining me, and I will be chatting with you shortly.